All right, you guys, welcome to our quick meeting here tonight about activation and telling you a little bit more about LifeVantage. So, I'm Nikki. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and wellness coach. I'm also an executive consultant in LifeVantage, and I want to tell you a little bit about me so you kind of have an idea of what my background is, how I got involved in LifeVantage, why I'm still here, all of the things. It just occurred to me this afternoon as I was getting this together that I actually will have my 10-year anniversary of just doing LifeVantage here in June, which is mind-blowing to me. I've actually been in the business for 14 years, but I quit my job and just came home to raise my kids and teach people about this back on June 25th, 2014. So, oh gosh, hold on a second. That's 11 years. Holy smokes! I added one more year in just like 4 seconds there. That's crazy. Okay, so a little bit longer. And it's crazy how much time flies. If any of you have kids or dogs or any of this, just time flies past, right? And I've just really feel blessed that I've been able to be part of LifeVantage all these years. So that top left picture is my last day of work. You see a tiki torch, which is weird, but I did a lot of marketing for the hospital, a lot of media work, marketing. Did a ton of really fun things at the cardiovascular specialty hospital. I also worked in a gastroenterology office, and I had two little kids. I also developed a meal replacement drink back before meal replacement drinks were actually something that people were doing. And that all came out right around the time when I started in LifeVantage. And um, I was invited to a meeting just like this. And I kind of wasn't really excited about it because I had so many things on my plate, as you can tell by what I just told you, right? But I also knew that I needed a way to be able to have a bigger impact. And I knew that when I was working in the hospital, I maxed out at maybe 10 to 12 patients a day. Same thing in the gastroenterology office as their dietitian. And the biggest impact I felt was when I was on TV or when I was in the newspaper or standing in front of a large group of people, right? We had a great impact at that point, I felt, because I just wanted to extend my reach and have more fun doing it. And I kind of like to be able to just get out in the world, right? And be able to see all kinds of people and talk to them. So LifeVantage has been my vehicle. I sat there and listened, you guys, heard all of this and heard the research that we had, and I couldn't say no. I didn't know where it was going to go, what was going to happen, but I knew that I had to tell people that I loved and care about this information. And so that's why I'm here tonight. And I'm super excited that you're here with us. You see, I've got a couple kids and a husband in there. You see my kids in that top right-hand side. They were just really little when I started this. They're 19 and 21 now. And so they've grown up in LifeVantage, have their own LifeVantage businesses, and it's helping pay their rent in college. And to be and say that I'm a proud mom about that is like not even putting it into words. So, anyway, thank you for being here. I just want to share my knowledge as a dietitian and nutritionist and teach you what I've learned, and why I think this is something that is tremendously better than anything we have when we're looking at supplementation. This is activation, and it just knocks supplementation out of the park. So, LifeVantage is the activation company. You'll hear me say we take it to make it because that's basically what we're doing. And it's really a great way to think about it. As a dietitian, when I would see patients in the hospital, I would have a range of, this to this for this size person or this size person, a man or a woman. And I'd kind of guess along there, right? And then hope that I was right and we would make adjustments and do things along the way. And that's traditional or old sense of it, right? What we're talking about is activation. So what we're doing is activating your body's pathways to be able to take the best care of you that it can. And so we have all kinds of different products here, you'll see. I'm only going to focus on a few of them, and they're the big heavy hitters, I feel like. They're the ones that I really point people in that direction. All day long, we have these conversations about people not feeling good, whether they're not, sleeping, they're getting headaches, just aches and pains, lots of signs of aging, right, that people are dealing with. And a lot of times we're doing things to kind of cover those up, whether it's medication, which obviously there's very important points to be able to use medications, but sometimes we have to take more pain control or other medicines. And then sometimes we have to put more medicine on top of other medicine because of the side effects. Or those crazy bottom right things there, all those energy drinks that people are taking just to be able to get through their day. And we know that all day long, our bodies are just constantly being bombarded by stuff, right? And you guys, when I worked in the gastroenterology office, I would sit there and think, how does it even, I don't even understand how our guts can actually work because you'd see so many people across the board that are very, very sick just because their guts aren't working as good as we want them to. And we're going to talk about healthy guts tonight also, because that's that big central part of your immune system, right? And we know that healthy guts mean healthy people. I say guts, you'll hear me say all kinds of funny things tonight, but it just explains everything a little bit easier. But definitely, we've got to do something, right? We want to make sure that we're aging the best that we can. And so when we're bombarded with all this stuff, we damage our cells, we damage our gut, and then we have issues as we continue to get older. But tonight I'm offering you a solution, and that is that activation that I'm talking about. So 14 years ago, I'm sitting in this meeting like this, hearing about these things, knowing, yeah, that's exactly what I need to teach people about. And I would spend my days all day long talking about inflammation and oxidative stress. And I'm going to teach you about both of those today and a way to be able to get that more under control because uncontrolled inflammation, uncontrolled oxidative stress leads to significant health issues. That's that little switch that is flipped that makes it so that we continue to progress into more aging issues or disease conditions. So, really, really fun to be able to know that there's options. And so, we're talking activation, we're talking about genes, we're talking about turning up, turning down, balancing out different body processes to be able to make it so that our body can do what it's designed to do the best way it can. So, years back, you guys, imagine me as a dietitian. So I started, let's see, I quit my hospital job and my other job at 38 and I came home, right? So yes, I'm going to be 50 this year, just so you know, if you're doing the math in your head. But before that, when I worked at the hospital, my dietitian and mentor friend and boss at the time would give me all these functional medicine, functional foods, functional information. If you guys know and you're into health and wellness, you know that functional medicine is where it is, right? But it's very complicated. What's really fun is that we do functional medicine in LifeVantage without making it complicated. So that is just a huge breath of fresh air because you know what that means? That means more people have the option to have access to this without spending a crazy amount of ton of money and also to be able to know that what they're doing is effective. That was one of my jobs also at the hospital was people would bring in their supplements and I would go through them and help them decide, okay, does this interact with this? Does this have problems with this medication? Should you take this and this together? Is this going to do anything? Is it effective and is it worth the money? Therefore, when we're talking about this and you have me talking about how this is where it is, you see there's a lot of good validation behind that. So basically, I love this picture because if we have a sick fish, we're not just going to medicate the fish, right? We're going to clean the tank. The first thing is to clean the tank, and that's what we want to do. And that's kind of a simplified version of what I'm talking about with activation. So, really briefly, I want to tell you a little bit about LifeVantage. One slide here, guys, because I need to brag about my company. 14 years ago, when I started, we had no idea how this is all going to work. We just knew we were in a position where we had a gob of great research, right? An excellent product. How are we going to get this in front of everyone? And over these years, we are now debt free. So, and also very financially transparent because we're publicly traded on the NASDAQ. That's huge, you guys. So there's no smoke. Nobody's blowing smoke or telling whatever. You can go and see everything that's going on, and that's huge, right? Integrity is huge. If I'm going to put my name on something, I want to make sure that I can stand behind it and go absolutely 100% belief here. We've sold over $2 billion in products. We have over 20 years of manufacturing experience, and Entrepreneur Magazine thought we were a great stock to buy. We've been listed in Newsweek. There's our president and CEO, Steve Five. Really, really fun to be able to say we have big, big dogs. Like, look at this, Harvard on there, doing research on our product. They're spending their money researching our product. What a compliment. So back then, this is what we had, LifeVantage per tandem. This is the head turner that made me go, wait a second. I really need to know more about this breakthrough in this activation space, right? And you see John Quinones. Does anybody recognize this man on this screen? If any of you like Dateline or ABC and all this stuff, this is the guy, right? Well, he did a huge thing in 2005. If you haven't seen it, holler at the person that asked you to get on here and they'll send it to you. But he did an ABC investigative report on our product. And guess what? It didn't end up with people chasing people down the street trying to say, hey, what's wrong here? Instead, it was all positive. So it ended up being this huge billboard for LifeVantage, and we absolutely love it. Like literally, there's no way to even pay for that kind of advertising, right? And so what they talked a lot about was how Protanum Nerf 2, which you just saw on that other screen, lowers oxidative stress in everyone by an average of 40% in 30 days. You guys, if people would come into my office and I would teach about nutrition, health, and wellness, I wouldn't even be able to get them to lower their oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So, what if you were able to take this pill and made healthy lifestyle changes? Think of the impact you could have on your health and your wellness. That's what I have seen over these 14 years that have absolutely knocked my socks off. So we take Protanum Nerf 2 to make antioxidants. Instead of guessing and taking antioxidants that we hope are right, we just activate our body so our body can go, oh my gosh, you know what? Nikki has oxidative stress. Oxidative stress leads to aging and disease. I need to make more of these antioxidants to help her fight oxidative stress. So imagine me way back when. I told you that I would lecture all day and teach people all about diet and inflammation, oxidative stress. And I'm sitting in this meeting going, oh my gosh, we can lower oxidative stress by this much with this pill. I need to know absolutely more because look at that bottom. Your own antioxidants are more than 1 million times more powerful than any supplement that you can take. Amazing, right? So the way I like to look at this clears up the fog and makes it so your body can go, oh my gosh, Nikki has headaches or her knee hurts or she has allergies or she needs sleep. Whatever it is, it clears up that oxidative stress and fog so that my body can focus on the issue, right? So across the board, it's lowering that oxidative stress. What's in it? Turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, ashwagandha. Now, you guys might sit here and go, I have that in my cupboard up here that I'm using right now. The difference is we have a patented blend, and in the exact amounts that we have, that's what's activating that pathway to be able to make that claim, lowering that oxidative stress. We lower cellular stress, we detoxify. It's a daily detoxification. How many people want a daily detoxification? I 100% do, right? So just keep in mind that I know that other things have these products in them, but it is in that ratio. The other thing I need you to know is they're in very small amounts, so we don't have any sort of interaction with medications. We don't have side effects that are bad. It's all just good stuff because we're activating it like a thermostat. So when there's more bad stuff, it's more active, and when it isn't, it's not as active, and that's exactly the way your body is designed to do it. So tonight I'm here telling you about this, right? But you don't even have to believe me. You don't even have to think I know what I'm talking about because I can send you to pubmed.gov and you can see all of these huge universities and institutes were studying and spending their money researching our product, right? To be able to say if it did what it said it was doing. And this is what changed my mind right there. And all of a sudden it set me to say, okay, I'm in. This is interesting. It has the research to back it up, and we're not playing. These are all big players, right? And when we look at NRF2 and RF2, remember that's what it's activating. The health effects of NRF2, which may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine, says Washington State University. Big deal, right? What about this? This is from Louisiana State University. They said, you guys, you got to put this in a topical formula because this is huge for skin cancer and tumors. Look what it's saying here. These results suggest that Protanum not only suppresses tumor formation, but also modulates pro-inflammatory signaling and the immune response via gene transcription. Lots of complicated words, but that's good news, right? Hello, that's fantastic. And then this may be one of my favorites, and you'll hear me say that a lot. I'm bad at saying this is my favorite because all this makes me really excited. But in 2017, you guys heard of the National Institute of Aging? Yeah, right? The National Institute of Health. I mean, hello. Look at this. They said that Protandim, our branded supplement, so the actual yellow pill I put in my mouth every single day for 14 years, Protandim, not just one of the ingredients, the actual pill, is the only nutritional supplement tested that has been proven to increase the median survival in mice, thus delaying the aging process. I want to delay the aging process. It has the potential to extend lifespan and delay disease and dysfunction. Awesome. If I want to live longer, I want to feel good, right? That is exactly what I'm going for. So, what's super fun is over the years, we've added some things to our book of products, right? So, literally, you guys at Protanum Nerve 2 is what made me go, okay, I need to tell everyone I know about that on one product. And as we've gone over this throughout the years, we've added more. We know the importance of mitochondria. You guys know the importance of mitochondria. Lots of good stuff. I just did a continuing education product or credit, well, 18 credits, but I did a whole bunch of credits on mitochondria and talking about mitochondria and cancer. Hello, needing that to be able to do that. And then you've all heard about NAD, right? And people going nuts about NAD plus. We have that as a pill, and we've had it for quite a while, like I think 3 or 4 years. And when we put these together, this is our tri-synergizer, it makes them even more effective. Look at these numbers. Wild, right? And one of the things I just learned at our conference that we just had with a bunch of our healthcare professionals and physicians that are in there, they were talking about how much people spend on money spend on their NAD infusions, where they're going in and having an IV infusion of NAD and how it's not able to get from the bloodstream into the cells. Well, guess what? We take care of that. You don't even have to worry about it. And this is every single day, all the time when you're taking your Tri-Synergizer. So really, really cool stuff. Remember, if you have anything you want more information on, just ask whoever got you on this Zoom to be able to explain it a little bit more, or they can connect you with me also. So I'm just kind of briefly touching on some of these things. Bless you, Lori. So we didn't stop there, right? This is one of my favorite things, you guys, is the activated collagen. This is literally, I don't even know. Like what I've seen with that our collagen has done for people just makes me very emotional, honestly. And I was a collagen person. I took collagen before just because I knew I should, right? And I get pharmaceutical grade supplements is what I was doing before I heard about LifeVantage. So I am spending a lot of money getting really good product, and thinking I had the best collagen there was because we didn't have it, right? And I didn't see the results with that powdered collagen that I was mixing that I did with our liquid activated collagen. Remember, the difference in us is that activation component. So we take activated collagen to make our own collagen. And how we do that is through activate, replenish, and maintain that you see on the screen. So we make collagen by turning on those genes or revving up those genes to be able to make it. We replenish it with 10 different types of collagen. Most collagen sources or products out there have 2 different types of collagen. And we also work on maintaining your collagen that you currently have because every day we kind of fight that, right? You just lose collagen as we age, which is why we get wrinkles and saggy skin, all that kind of stuff. So we need to work to be able to maintain that. And you see on that slide, week 0, week 4, week 8, look at the difference in the density of that. Really, really cool stuff. So what makes us different is one of the things is ruby red quinoa extract, okay? This is the activation component of it. This is one of the things I really, really like the most is we're not just forcing collagen at you, which is what I was doing to myself before. I was just forcing that collagen in and hoping it knew where the heck to go, right? And hopefully my body knew exactly where to put it. Well, with ours, it unlocks your cell's ability to absorb the collagen. Perfect, because I want that collagen to go exactly where it's supposed to go, right? It activates my body to make more of its own collagen by 42% and slows down the breakdown of the body's existing collagen by 33%. So this is just a little more expansion on that last slide. And guess what? You'll see a trend here when we add Protandim Nerve 2, which we just talked about, with the collagen, you increase your body's collagen by 100%. Crazy, right? Love it. So what happens is we know that you see that slide, it is definitely doing what it needs to do. So basically the bottom line is don't just take collagen, invest in your collagen and activate its own production for your bodies to be able to make it itself. Putting those two together, this is our healthy glow stack, reduce, recover, restore. And you guys, I have so many pictures of before and after people with the collagen. It's crazy. Whatever you're thinking, will it help with this? I'm sure I have a picture that I can find to share with you. And the best part is I know these people. It's not like just some random pictures of whoever. I mean, I can tell you who these people are, which is really fun. So if you're looking to get started on this, this is one of my favorite packs that we have is our Healthy Glow Essential Stack. One of the things that was really fun too is before you heard me say that research on Protandim and Nerf2 and all of that was done by independent universities, right? And that's important as something that sets us aside because it's not us doing the research because research can be interpreted differently, right? Like we can skew it and make it seem like, oh yeah, it's us. Well, one of the things that we did was we actually did a study as LifeVantage is a company. You see on there it says sponsor LifeVantage Corporation. We did this study and we could do this one because it's very black and white. It's a gene study, so it either did or it didn't. There's no need, no gray area, no interpretation part. And what they found was that these fibroblast cells, which are all over within our whole organ systems in our body, when we use our healthy glow stack, so protandim and collagen together, it helped these fibroblast cells to not get so overreacting, right, to products or to issues. And so, just to kind of reference, in the last few years, people were very sick, and sometimes people didn't get better very easily, right? And they just kept being sick and kept being sick, and their body's attacking themselves, kind of like almost like an autoimmune situation, right? Where maybe some of you know people that have different situations like that. Well, this helped your body go, okay, you know what? I don't need to keep reacting. I have worked on this and it's okay. I can step back and relax. Because what was happening is we were seeing so many people getting such great results with our healthy glow stack. And we're like, what is actually, how is this happening? Like, what's going on? And as we did this research, our scientific advisory board was so emotional about this because they had the information showing the possibilities that we had with people in those situations that, I mean, it's really tough, right? And so being able to offer them hope and helping them recover from that stress and get back to optimal function was really important. So again, my biggest thing with this liquid collagen is it's over 90% absorption with that and the activation component compared to 10 to 30% absorption. So when people are talking to you and they're like, oh, I already have my powder I'm using, they're actually throwing a bunch of that away because it's not even getting into the system. So making sure you remember that that hydrolyzed collagen, when they're broken down by just water, no chemicals, just water in a liquid, very bioavailable so your body can put it right to work and nothing bad in there. No added sugar, no artificial sweeteners, non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free. Something to be proud of, right? In this day and age of us wanting to make sure we're careful. So just a few other things that you can peek at. So again, we have a bunch of different products. One of the other ones I wanted to share with you, I only have a couple bit or two more, I think, are Axio. And Axio, I know I have some big fans of Axio on here right now because Axio is fantastic for being able to help my brain that has a lot of squirrels running around in it focus on what I need to focus on. Also fantastic for energy. I've got a gal on here tonight. I'm not going to say who it is, but she had some one morning and all of a sudden her family member was like, my gosh, what is going on? You seem like you're really energetic and you've got more energy and you seem more up and at it than you usually do. And that's what I'm talking about, you guys. And the more we drink it, the more it stacks on top of each other to help us even feel better. Now, as a dietitian, one of my other favorite things about it is it's 15 calories, you guys. There's no artificial sweeteners, no artificial colors. There's no sugar. It's just all good food, guilt free. All right. We have decaf, we have caffeinated options, both of them. Definitely an executive type of focus, like brain food, I like to call it. Um, We've had people say it helps to quiet the monkeys in their brain. If somebody had a son who was like 30 years old and his mom had him try it and he goes, oh my gosh, mom, I don't know what's in here, but it is helping me quiet all these monkeys that are running around in my brain all the time. And if you think about it, we all are bombarded by stuff and our brains suffer, right? One of the things that's really fun is to look at this 9-year-old after having this, using Axio every day for 1 week. Look at the difference in his handwriting and just being able to have everything kind of in its place. I have so many stories of kids that were having problems focusing, getting in trouble, all of that, and getting Axio on the bus, so to speak. really, really help them sort through that. So really fun, and it tastes so good. And if you need a sample, just ask whoever invited you on here. I'm sure they have some at their house. They may or may not want to share. However, I think they will. Um, One of the things I wanted to touch base on really quick for skincare is we just up leveled our skincare system. Remember, Louisiana State did that study saying, hey, you guys need to put this in a topical version. This is great for skin cancer, blah, 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 all this, right? Well, they just up leveled it so we can compete with these retinol people, right? All these people putting retinol in their face, doing all these things. We wanted to have an option for people that was giving them activation, but also being able to give them amazing results. And one of my favorites is this little red jar. I absolutely love all of those things. And huge thing for acne, I've seen with this blue True Clean. I'm pointing at it like you guys can see it. I don't know if you can see that arrow on there or not. You can. Um, but that red True Renew is literally like velvet. So if you had to pick a couple, if you didn't want all of them, pick the red True Renew because that one is really, really nice. I used to have a little bit of dark dots around my neck I would get, and I have my dermatologist zap them off or trim it off or whatever. Like $75 a thing it was when they would snip it off there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would never have had them do that if I knew how much it was. So then I started using the True Renew, and now I don't have them on my neck anymore. So it's really fun to be able to see those changes. The last one I want to talk to you about is our GLP-1 system. We have a new mind-body GLP-1 system. I see some yahoos in there. Getting it so that your body can make its own GLP-1 hormone, you guys. This is huge. But I need to tell you, as a professional in weight management and weight loss, you have to be patient. Because remember, LifeVantage does it the right way. And I can tell you that some of the things that are out there now are concerning and they may pull weight off quickly. However, there's always something you're paying for in the end, right? So just want you guys to know that we are the first to market with this natural product that's shown to increase the GLP-1 hormone in your body by 140%. Huge, you guys. And what's even more fun, I'll tell you some more here in just a second, is that people that were in this group when we're looking at it didn't lose muscle. I need to tell you that every single day as we age, especially, let's see, after probably 40, sarcopenia is a problem. And if you don't know what that is, that's losing muscle mass. And we have to do everything we can to try to build up that muscle mass, right? And maintain it because that's what makes us a lean, mean, fat burning machine. It also gives us strength. It's going to keep us home and in good health, being able to be very independent, all of those things. So when we traditionally lose weight, you lose muscle mass at the same time, unless you're working to be able to try to maintain that. One of the risks in some of the other types of GLP-1 things is that you lose muscle mass as well, which can increase the amount of weight you lose, right? But it's not what we want. We're not going for that. We need to make sure that we're maintaining our muscle mass, we're keeping our internal furnace burning, we're working on this nasty, dangerous visceral fat that is sticking around all your organs. I always say that I've been packing mine away like a little pioneer woman that's not going to eat for 6 months, which is ridiculous, because I do have a kitchen full of food. But I mean, really, you guys, that's what we do, right? And so knowing that your body does that to protect itself, but it is dangerous. We used to think it just sat there and didn't do anything, but we know it actively seeks out trouble. And that's me speaking as a dietitian, that visceral fat is very dangerous. And as we age, we can, gain more weight. That's happened to me. And now I have been on this GLP-1 system, our mind body, since October when it first came out. And I am like through the moon excited about this. Like, absolutely, this has been something that I needed. And I'm sure some of you see the change in my face, not in a bad way, in a good way, and helping me to be able to just be smarter about stuff I do know better on, but sometimes it's just hard. You remember I told you kind of how old I am, so it happens to us girls, right? But some really fun things to be able to know too is that we're doing this not just for weight. The weight change is just kind of a added side effect, right? A benefit, a bonus as we're looking at what it's actually doing too, because our GLP-1 hormone has a ton of responsibility. And potentially being one of those things that maybe's been overlooked as women are hitting menopause and all of those things. And helping to rebalance hormones is a big part of it, but that takes time, right? But also rebalancing your gut. And I gotta tell you guys, I have had so many things that I've done and gone places and been in very large groups of people over these last how many months since I've started this, and I haven't been sick. And I blame a lot of it on the fact that I have a really, really healthy gut now because I'm using our MB enhanced powder because that helps to be able to rebuild your gut. And remember, your immune system starts in your belly. And so huge, huge things. So anyway, I could talk forever on that. Sorry, I got kind of winded. But remember that when we add in our Protandim Nerve 2, it even makes it more effective. And so when we had our MB Enhance and our MB Core, when we add in that Protandim Nerve 2, that's like our renovation crew coming in and activating 22 new genes to restore, rebuild, and renew internal organs. Well, that's important to me, right? I'd assume that's important to you guys. It amplifies your metabolism with 9 new fat and fatty acid pathways. Very cool. It also helps to quiet down the noise that goes, Nikki, you should probably go get something to eat, right? And it also goes, Nikki, you're full, so stop eating it. And I enjoy my food, but I don't need to eat as much, if that makes sense. And I needed that. I work from home, you guys. It's not always a benefit to work very close to your kitchen. And then also it amplifies the oxidative stress protection with 4 new different antioxidant pathways. That's tremendous, right? And so remember, when you're looking at this MB system, if you're interested in doing it, I would add in that Protandim. The other thing I'd add in is the collagen, if you can, because I don't want saggy skin. And when I'm going to lose weight, I want that skin to just kind of get back to where it was. I don't need saggy skin. So, I mean, that's maybe too much information, but I'm sure you guys all feel the same way. But so really, really fun to think about. Lots of cool stuff on here. You'll see people of all different shapes and sizes. One of the things I want to tell you is people changed body composition and how they looked more than a scale weight. I am down like probably 10 pounds since October, but the way I feel, the difference, I mean, I love the 10 pounds, but I'd love to be down 30 pounds, right? But the difference I have, the difference in how I feel when I put my hands on my hips and my side, the way I look in the mirror, the way my shirts fit, how I don't have a ledge here in my belly. I mean, there's so many good things. And remember, weight on the scale is not a good indicator of success. So don't let that determine if something's working. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous when we're looking at these people. Absolutely just makes me so excited. This is Al Benjamin. He's actually a consultant in my business, and he has had so much success. And this has been the kick in the pants that I should have said shorts, kick in the shorts that has made him like really focus on his health and wellness, his fitness, all the things. And that's what we need, right? We know that we have to work to be able to be healthy. And this is just that extra thing that can help too. And look at Marcy. My gosh, look at her shape. I feel like that's my shape right there, how things have changed for me. But she had tremendous improvements in her health too, labs, and other health studies. So really, really fun. So we have a ton of different things. I focused on a few of them. I would encourage you guys to look at those main things that we talked about there. Lots of really, really good opportunities, whether you're looking to be a customer or if you're thinking that, you know what, I have a whole bunch of people that I'm thinking about in my mind that should get this information or should, um, look into this, then think about being a consultant. Years ago, 14 years ago, like I said, I came to a meeting. I decided right away I was just going to be a consultant because I thought, what if this is what I've been praying for? That I needed some other option to get me maybe home more with my kids to make it so I didn't have to have different jobs and to have a bigger influence and make a difference more. And have that flexibility. And this is ridiculous what's happened to me. Like, I am so thankful forever about it. And I also can't stop talking about it because the things I've seen, my head and my heart are so full of great stories of the difference many of you are on here and the differences I've seen in all of you. It just really, really makes me happy. So if you have an inkling either way, just make sure you reach out and ask for more information both ways. Um, and really what we're basically do is we sharing product, we build and grow a team, we teach, we all work together, and it's really nice because you don't have to worry about doing it by yourself, right? We're all here to support you and help you build your business. So thanks, you guys. How'd I do on time? Oh my gosh, it's 8:06. I only went 6 minutes over. Thank goodness, right? I am so excited that you guys were here.